quite a serious thing I want to talk to you guys about is headlight restoration kits, okay? Because when I was in Euro Parts, I saw those as well, and I was flabbergasted by the price of them, to be honest with you. It's completely unnecessary. Let me show you. Basically, it's the same thing as the alloy wheel cleaner, really. They're just selling you something that you've already got and you don't need. Right, you see where the headlight's starting to go cloudy there? Do you see that clouding? That's the plastic beginning to rot away, and that's what your headlight restoration kit is supposed to stop. Now I'm going to show you why you don't actually need one, because all it really needs is the same thing we used to restore the alloy wheels. Teacup. Right, so you see that? That clouding there? Now watch this. Way too much. I can't believe I just got all that back in there, one-handed. But here we go, watch this. This is just a little cheap cotton dishcloth from the supermarket and some regular old teacup. In one, look. Okay, so it's pretty safe to say that we've just proved a point, haven't we? Now let me explain to you how it works. Those restoration kits basically come with fine layers of wet and dry sandpaper, which you know, you go from a rougher grade to a smoother grade, then a smoother grade, then a smoother grade again, and I guess you end on polishing. I'm not exactly sure because I've never even bothered with the kits myself, but this teacup, what it actually is it has tiny little grains in it, like rocks. So it is like a sander. You're sanding stuff down with teacup. That's what it does on a very, very fine level. So this is exactly what you need to restore headlights. It's just taking off that layer, and then after you've done this, you would stick some polish on there to help protect it. Let's do a little bit more, look, just where you can see it starting to cloud up here. Literally, that's like new, yeah. And this is the same stuff I used on my wheels that I said, so you don't need alloy wheel cleaner and you don't need a headlight restoration kit, okay? Just to show you a more extreme example, this is my neighbour's MG. He doesn't use it anymore, and it's just been sat for a while, and you can see where the sun's really got into this one. Look at that. It's really started to erode away at the headlight, and I'm just going to show you in a sec how easy it is with just teacup to sort this out. See that? See how it's brought it back completely there? Right, the only reason you would use sandpaper is if it was really bad and you needed to sand away the top layer. I'm going to quickly finish this headlight just to prove a point. There you go. I think I've proven my point, haven't I? That bit there is actually on the inside. It's from moisture. So I can't actually get to that unless I take the light out and go from the inside, which I'm not going to do, obviously. It's just to prove a point. I think someone said about the alloy wheel cleaner that how do you get the brake dust off your wheels? There's brake dust on these now because I did them quite a while ago, and my answer was that basically if you keep your wheels polished and looked after, you shouldn't actually need alloy wheel cleaner, because yeah, it won't be dried on there and messed up. So look over here, see where all that brake dust is. I've just got a wet cloth here, a wet microfiber cloth. See that? Just instantly comes away. No need for any aggressive cleaners. You see? That's because underneath is polish, and that's creating a barrier between the paintwork and the brake dust. Look at that, look. You could literally just wipe these with a damp cloth and clean them up again to new. See? That's why I say you shouldn't need alloy wheel cleaners. What you should be doing is polishing your wheels correctly, and then once they get dirty, you clean them and you polish them again. And you should never ever need to use even T-cut or alloy wheel cleaners to keep them clean. So there's your answer. I've already done this a couple of times. I keep on top of it, and then it means I don't need to use sandpaper because I'm just topping it up every now and then. You don't need alloy wheel cleaner. All you need is T-cut. You don't need a headlight restoration kit. All you need is T-cut and polish. T-cut and polish for headlights and alloy wheels. Throw out your alloy wheel cleaner and don't even waste your money on a restoration kit for a headlight. If it's that bad, sand it down with some really fine grade paper, 2000, 3000, whatever. That's all the kit consists of, is just a bit of paper and some polish, I think, or stones, regardless. It doesn't matter what it is because you don't need it. Right, now where's that spray? Let's have a go with that. So the other day I used this cheap Lidl polish to clean up the plastics on the car and the dashboard, and it worked great. And it's actually 85 pence. Weirdly, it went down 2 pence after I bought it. Someone on the old video suggested it will probably work on the paintwork as well. And you know what? I think I'm going to try it. The other thing I was thinking is, how would it react on this faded kind of plastic out here? Whether that would help protect it or shine it up. I don't know if you remember, but on the end of the video, I sprayed some on the tyre, and this is what it looks like. It's been raining. We've had pretty bad rain and stuff, and I've been driving around and using it, and as you can see, it's still shiny. It's still pretty good. The other side, I used the cheap Tesco's tyre trim polish. I'll show you a picture of it, and that's what this looks like. Now, I don't know if you can see. Looks fairly similar, but it has actually faded a little bit here. Yeah, the front wheels have both had the Tesco stuff on, and they both look like this. They still look okay, but yeah, you can see where it's really faded away there. And considering that this cheap polish, this was not even designed to be used on tyres and cars, and it actually already seems to be lasting better than the Tesco's cheap one. Anyway, let's try it on some other stuff. Right, so let's try a little bit of the polish on this rear light here and see if it makes a difference. Wow, that's lush. Yeah. I mean, it says on the can that it's designed to be used. Wow, look at that. Yeah, that's mint. Let's try it on the bodywork. I'll start with this corner here, shall I? I don't know if you can see that. I'll do my best to try and capture it from different angles before and after. Ready? Oh my God. You know, it really has worked. But what I will say is I can't feel like as a protective a layer. I don't know, actually, there is there. It is there. It does feel smoother. It's like a very mild version of car polish, basically. Yeah, the sprays work lovely on this dash as well. My cloths, maybe the microfiber cloths aren't the best thing to use because they're a bit smudgy. But yeah, the matte kind of polished finish looks lovely. This car that hasn't moved in ages, let's just try putting a bit of this polish on the tyre there and see what happens. Like, can you believe that? Oh my gosh. That is unreal. I mean, it's not bad as a polish for other stuff. It's a good dash polish, but on tyres, look at this. See that clip there in that area? It's doing something, isn't it? But I've noticed after a while it does dry, look. But it does feel nice and smooth. So it's not a miracle spray. Let's try it on this tyre a minute. I'd actually say it's best on tyres, I think, and dashboard. So yeah, to wrap up, basically, the spray is great for the dashboard and interior, and that's about it. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's any good on the outside. It's just not robust enough. Did help the tyres a little bit, so. And the main takeaway should be about the headlight restoration kits, which are a joke at that price, let's be honest. It's about £6.99 for a bottle of that T-cut and about 35 quid for the headlight restoration kit. And you saw for yourself, didn't you? You know? Anyway, that's that. On with the show.